up, friends? It's Necro Nicki. Wow, it's been so long. But this year has been more transformational than every year in my entire life. And it's been amazing. So I had the horsemen of pestilence approach me in November. And I heard these footsteps in my bedroom, like horse footsteps. And I woke up and he just told me, this is your year. So I was thinking to myself, like, wow, this is my year. Like, everything's just gonna, come so easy and it's gonna be fine and dandy. It has been my year. I've had so many blessings that I'm very thankful for. But I'm working so hard with every aspect of my life. Mind, body, soul, artistically, and just accomplishing so much and organizing. It's my year to set myself up for the future and transform more than ever. Now, there are a few things I wanted to clarify actually because of questions I get asked. No, I do not have a religion. And things I speak of are just my personal experiences. Listen to your intuition, your heart, your guides, your experiences. And I also wanted to describe myself. One might say I'm a chaotic sorceress. I vibe more with demoness because I happen to be more spiritual than mundane. And believe it or not, today I'm going to be discussing love spells and hell. It's funny that I decided to speak on love spells because I'm just glowing today. It's just been one of those days where I'm just feeling the love. Maybe I'm in love. Usually, the type of love, work, spells, rituals I do are more on a spiritual level. I have demonic lovers, and they have different sorts of relationships with me. The reason why I like communicating, not just romantically, but just on a level of love with different daemons, is it's just more fun usually. There's practically no drama or deceitfulness. It's just all laid out on the table. For example, Belial's my king, and we just have that solid relationship. Azazel, I would describe him as my master, but he's not really my master. He's just more on the dominant side. We'll just leave it at that. And with Seatree is more of my other half in the hellish realms. My astral temple is currently in his castle. And I did make a castle next to his also so I can have some space. But you get the point. We love spending time together. And usually those are the type of love spells I like to do. Progressing myself, transforming myself, and it's just mutually beneficial for the both of us. Also, since we speak telepathically, it's amazing because there's no secrets, I sometimes know what they're going to say to me, before they do or what they're thinking, and vice versa. So that just really creates a lot of fun for me. So sometimes I do love spells for clients. And when I do, they tend to be a little different than spells that I would do in my personal life. But maybe different, maybe not. But like I said, I tend to be more on the spiritual side. So one example for a client could be that they're crushing on someone, or they're in a relationship with someone and just want to sweeten things up. And I can do that to where it's just more fun and light and romantic. I like to do that in my personal life, but for the most part, if I am going to do that with someone in my life, I like to let them know about it. Whether they're on the left-hand path as well and want to do the ritual with me to sweeten things up and strengthen our connection, or just to say, hey, I do this every once in a while. Archangel Michael is great to work with strengthening a heart cord with someone that you care about. So I like to do that. We'll create a spiral. And so the love spiral will go to connect with that person, and then vice versa. Also, I work with Santa Muerte a lot when it comes to doing spells for others. She's a huge supporter. I'm so thankful for her. She's my mom. I consider her my mom. And Santa Muerte is very supportive about also my tarot card readings and having clients with that and spells. She really is pushing me to do ritual work for others, and it's beneficial for me because I really do learn. When someone asks me to do a reading, I learn every experience when I'm working with my cards, how they speak to me, just different symbols and combinations. Also with spells, I learn as well. So gaining that wisdom is really beneficial. Plus, I enjoy helping out my clients. It's fun, and I like pushing them in the right direction. If I feel like a spell isn't right, I will say something. And if they still want me to do it, I will still do it, but I'll just put my opinion in. I'm real. I'm going to say, oh, yeah, I don't think that is a good idea to do a love spell in this situation, or whatnot. And also, I like pushing my clients in a way to where eventually they'll be able to do their own spells and grow magically. So I encourage meditation. For the most part, I specialize in love spells for others, but obviously I do every type of spell I want to do. And when I do spells or rituals, I do it with chaos magic. So it's freestyle. Every time it's completely different. I don't plan it out. I do like to use ritual materials usually, but I don't need them. They can be just as powerful without ritual materials. Also, I've been working with Lilith a lot the last couple weeks, and I've been working with her for over 8 years now. She's the first demoness that I gave my essence to. And naturally working with her so much the last couple weeks, I've been getting into vampirism. And I've known other energy vampires. I'll explain one experience that happened to me actually on the receiving end of an energy vampire, where I would just feel distorted, tired, and just not in a good state. It was like my energy was just taken away. And it doesn't all have to be bad like that, because it can be a mutual beneficial energy exchange. It really just depends how the psychic vampire is feeding. So for me, I like energy that vibes with the left-hand path, also with lust. So I want to feed on energy of someone who I wouldn't mind taking on some of their characteristics, because that could be an effect of it. Also, with lust energy, I enjoy receiving as much of that as possible in my energy aura field. Another way one can do just love or lust spells is just by programming your aura. So if your aura has just a love vibe, you really work with your heart chakra, you've dealt with, things from the past, done your shadow work, and you just program it to be in a way that attracts those that you want to attract, whether it be love or lust. So you can program lust into your aura, and that's a very good way if you want to attract more romance in your life. So I wanted to talk about hell as well. Now, the etymology of the word hell means hidden or hole. So like a hidden hole. It's important to understand where words came from and where their original definitions are. Because hell is not what one typically thinks just because of what certain groups have deemed it out to be. I love hell. I'm in hell right now, actually. And I'll explain that. So I actually traveled up into the underworld and hung out with Hades. Hades appeared as a red dragon, and I shapeshifted into my dragon aspect, which is actually a gold and magenta dragon, which reminds me of the Philosopher's Stone. A cleansing, I would describe it as a cleansing type of initiation into one of the hell realms. And it was funny because when I was done or came back from it, I was in a meditative state, and then when I got out of my meditative state and I was just in my place, I asked Hades, I said, so how do I get back here? And he laughed or how do I get back to hell? And he laughed at me and he said, you're already there. It's crazy because I had a similar experience with Belial when I went into the void, and then he showed me a door to go into the void, and then I said, what's behind the door? How do I get back in there? I wanted to get into the void, and he also laughed at me and said, you're already there. So it's good to think about parallel universes and, not dimensions as separate, because there's a lot of things around us, even if you can't see it. You might be in multiple dimensions at once, or, there might be a lot of multi-dimensional entities around, aliens, ghosts, demons, angels. I want to show you some paintings I did, actually. And here is this acrylic pour. Hades, it's right here. This skull. It's crazy because my paint gets possessed. I didn't mean to make a skull. This one is like a yin yang. I love it so much. Fire. I got to over 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank you so much to everyone who watches my videos and subscribes, likes them, comments. I read all the comments. Feel welcome to add me on Instagram as well. If you read the description down below, you could always message me if you're interested in getting a painting, crystals, tarot reading, and Later, darlings.